G'day, welcome to the channel. You're tuned into the Pedal Picassos. Thanks for coming aboard again. If it's your first time, please hit subscribe. Please drop us a line in the comments. Let us know how you like your pedals and gear, what you use, what you'd like to see. Today I'm going through some Danelectro stuff, and from the Cool Cat series, and these are 12 years old or more. 2009 I think they were released. I've got the Cool Cat Drive here, and some would say that the first version of it was a clone of an OCD. Now it's a pretty good drive, regardless of what it's cloned of. And I think Danelectro at the time were releasing a budget line of pedals that sounded good, and they were ahead of the curve there with regards having some. I suppose some more affordable or cost-effective manufacturing processes, so they could get these out to the masses at a reasonable price. I think they were taken to task about how close the clones were, so they quickly released a version 2 of this drive. I'm going to put them side by side and we'll have a listen to it. This is the Cool Cat Drive version 1. Their designs, I love Danelectro designs because they're so retro, they're so 50s. They use pastels on their guitars. You know, you get that surf green, that lime stuff going on, and the surf orange type stuff. Their design takes into consideration, you know, 50s classic design, and you see retro automobile shapes in these. The Cool Cat series was no different. These look like a bumper car to me, or a Dodgem car as we say. Got a good design. They're all metal enclosure, solid switch. I suppose having the controls and knobs at the back, and in this case volume, tone and drive, that's its only drawback. But they're a way of feet, so you're not going to kick them if you use them live. Let's have a listen to this guy. That's with all the controls set at noon. We'll compare the version 2 with the controls set at noon. Already for me, that's a different tone. There's something in the fuzz and the clipping of the version 2 which isn't as sweet. Let's go back to version 1 again. That ain't there with the version. Well, version 2 is adding something up around 3K. I'm not sure what it is. Right. When Danelectro were taken to task about how close the version was, the first version was to the OCD by full tone, they released a version 2, but as part of that design, and I'll flip this over so you can see it, under the battery hatch, they put in a switch, and it's supposedly lo-fi, and a trim pot. So let's play with this, firstly with the switch. I had that switch to lo-fi before, and now I've switched it back to its stock setting that you would for this version 2. And now we'll compare them again. Once again, version 1. And now the stock setting with the version 2. There's something different there. We can also change the input sensitivity, and I'm going to do that whilst I'm playing. Yes, folks, my wrists will never leave my hands, but I'll get some kind of noise going and twiddle with the input sensitivity potentiometer. With that wound all the way up, I'm driving this pedal a bit harder. If I switch back over to lo-fi, I'll switch to the lo-fi setting. Now that switch is not as pronounced when you've got the input sensitivity wound all the way up. I'll give you an idea of that with the input sensitivity wound all the way back. See, once again, that's sounding more like the stock version, the first version. Then into lo-fi mode. Lo-fi just seems to add some top end somewhere. It's not lo-fi as such. It doesn't squish. It doesn't take too much of the bottom end out. I'll switch him back out. Turn up our input sensitivity a bit again. Might just switch him out. Switch the version 1 in. Switch this bad boy back in again. The input sensitivity pot on the version 2 is wound up about halfway and the lo-fi switch is engaged. It does something with the top end, and matching that input sensitivity gets something closer to version 1. Still, version 1's got something nicer for me sonically about it. It's a really good sound, regardless of whether it's a clone of something. It's a really nice drive. Wind the drive up 3/4 of the way. Yeah, getting a bit woolly, but nice. Wind the drive up 3/4 of the way on the version 2. And now that's starting to sound more like the version 1. I'm going to bring back the drive on version 1. Look, I still think they're both good. Version 1 from Hein has got something about it. You can certainly tweak into version 2 and get something something very cool out of it. Let's see how much gain that they've both got with the drive down and the volumes up full. Version 1. Okay, so version 2 has got a lot more drive with drive at 0, and that would be a factor of the input gain sensitivity. Let us know if you've got one. I've been going through the Katana on a clean tone with a bit of delay and a bit of reverb just to have a nice space. I'm just going to whack both of these pedals on and noodle away. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know if you've got something. Let us know if you've got any questions. There'll be more Danelectro coming. See you next time.